On today's episode of Money Grip, we're installing long tube headers on the C230. I'm Ron, and as always, there's something unexpected about this. These are for W204s, and this is clearly a W203 C-Class, and we're gonna see if they fit. But before we see if they fit, we gotta do the same old thing. We gotta get this car off the ground. Now that the car is off of the ground, let's see what we're working with space-wise and why we're doing this job. So as you can see, my car currently has shorty headers that are modified with V-band clamps. And if you look at the steering shaft, you can see where it is hitting. Now you'll notice this shaft is brand new along with the engine mounts. So something's got to give and something's got to go. Plus, the exhaust shop did me a great favor by making the exhaust not follow the root of the floor. And now it hits right here. Every time I hit a bump, it just comes up and it smacks the bottom of my car. So that's very nice. Thank you for that. Moving forwards from this very bad camera angle, you can see, I can see majority of the bolts. And as you're noticing, I'm on the bottom of the car because this is a 90-degree V6. So naturally, these are the hardest bolts and things to get to. So we should start with the obvious. Removing the aftermarket V-band clamps and dropping the entire exhaust system. Oh God, what have I done? And why does this look so bad? And now it's time for the real fun. We are going to start taking off manifold bolts. Oh my God. The most important side of this is the driver's side. So I'm gonna start with the passenger side. Going to lay down and I noticed something inside of my headlights. Here's our driver's side. I don't know how much that should move. Here's the clearance for this side. I think I'm gonna have to undo this thingamadoodle and let it just ploppy doodles out the way. So we'll undo this bolt and just, let's look at the easy side. The fun part about this side is the 12 volt everywheres, and I guess I don't really need to record this. Let's just take it out and see if it fucking does the thing, I guess. So for anybody using this video as a tutorial, you can pretty much get to the majority of the bolts from here. And I noticed something. Check this out. Convenient. The window. If I can figure out how to point it. But you get what I'm seeing. You can pretty much see the exhaust manifolds through this hole. I've come to make an announcement. You can totally reach the front manifold header bolts from this little area. Whoopsie, my bad. Let's pull that bad girl out. This before and after is a little wild. Look at this. These are ancient, bro. Ancient. The logo's even on upside down. OBX, high quality. Yeah, right. I mean, I gotta give it to them. These are probably over 10 years old. But damn. No header job is complete without a set of MLS OEM exhaust manifold gaskets. Now for the hardest part of this entire job, juggling bolts, headers, and the gasket at the same time. I'm not gonna lie. That was annoying as, try not to cuss in this video. That was really annoying to do. Let me show you what I ended up doing. So as you can see, battery disconnected, air box off, thing off, too lazy to take the engine cover off, and the coolant bottle is out of the way. I was able to get majority of the bolts from the front. Here's the fit, tons of space, tons of space, tons of space. And let's go underneath. As you can see here, yet again, we are met with tons of space. Tons of space. Tons of space. And tons of space. As you can see, the only thing that's close is this heat shield, but there's like air underneath it. There's nothing like real there, but I'm not too worried about it. If it becomes a problem, it becomes a problem. Well, I guess it's time to fuck myself. For this side, I'm 100% disconnecting this bolt and letting this thing flop out of the way. Oh yeah. Tons and tons of space from that port. We ain't gonna hit no more. Finally gonna be able to turn this car. Just gotta finish putting the bolts in. Okay, I know I didn't show most of the work on this, but to be completely honest, doing the manifolds on this car was very annoying. Let me give you a brief rundown of how I went about doing it now that the job's done. So starting on the passenger side, I removed this 10 mil and I unplugged the battery so I wouldn't nick the alternator. And I was able to get majority of the front bolts from the top. And then I got the rest of them from the bottom. I primarily used a 10 mil wrench and a 1/4 inch or 3/8 ratchet where I could. And I went through the subframe through that window right there. Switching over to the driver's side, 2 or 3 of the top bolts we got on this side, I ended up using JP's help for this one. And then a lot of them, I went through this window again to get to it and through the back. And I had to disconnect this steering shaft. Here we can see the headers on the bottom, and we can see on the driver's side we have a ton of space. One thing to note is if I were to do this again, I would open up that gap between the subframe and that one primary right there. Here you go, this is a better angle right here. You can see it's pretty close, but the engine rocks so that would move upwards and away, and this side would come down. And the biggest thing right there, you can see the steering shaft, and there's a ton of space, so you don't have to worry about it really hitting. Overall, with these W204 headers on the W203, they work completely fine and they fit well. I think these are great, and they sound really entertaining. Open header. My kid's asleep right now, or else I'd start it. I have a really crappy video of it running. I'll put right here.
We're open header right now.
But overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I can't wait to get exhaust connected to it. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more Mercedes stuff. Also, I'd like to note, now that my 1.5 year long odyssey of chasing my steering problem is over, we will finally start drifting this car. This is a little bonus for anybody that's been watching. So for who knows how long, this part of the header has been rubbed on by the steering column. Very nice. That's all I really have for this episode. I have no idea why I put long tube headers on a V6, but I'm entertained by it, I suppose. In the next video, you can look forward to my new exhaust setup and the sound of the car, and I will have a pure sound driving video. Also, I'm sorry about my voice in the video. There's been wildfires fucking me up. All right. One time for the one time before we go to the exhaust shop. Open header, 3.5 liter.